Good morning, Mary Manning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Great.
You know what I've been doing?
What?
Pulling up all the flowers that died recently.
Oh no.
I know, they were little seeds and then they became flowers, but then they died. So you know what I've got to do?
What?
Plant new seeds.
Oh.
Yeah, so today our story is about a seed. Are you ready to listen?
Uh-huh.
Let's listen. Hello.
Hi.
I'm so glad to be here today, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
What are you wearing?
A ballet leotard?
A ballet leotard. How many years have you been taking ballet? Do you even know? Ever since you were this many?
3.
3. Do you know what? I was looking at baby pictures of you today. Oh my goodness, so many baby pictures. And I was just thinking about you, and you were so little, and you didn't know how to dance yet, did you?
No.
No, you didn't know how to do much of anything, right, when you were such a baby. But what happened to you?
I grew up and I learned how to dance.
You grew up and you learned how to dance. Do you think you dance better than you did when you were 3?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right. And so that is what our story is about today. It's about growing. It is about growth. Very good, Mary Mary. It is called a seed of faith. Do you know what faith is? It's okay if you don't.
No.
Okay, it's believing in something. And this is going to kind of tell us a little bit more about it. Okay, let's look at the picture. So look at these beautiful.
That looks like Jesus.
That does look like Jesus. And we have lots of what?
Plants.
Yeah, big, beautiful plants, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. A seed of faith. Jesus and the disciples were walking near a grove of huge mulberry trees. They wanted to be better followers of Jesus. Give us more faith, they asked Jesus. Jesus pointed to the largest tree in the grove and said, "Do you see that huge tree?" Then he pointed to a teeny tiny dot on the ground. "Do you see that little mustard seed?" His friends crowded together to see the tiny seed, and Jesus told them, "If you have faith the size of this tiny mustard seed, you could say to that huge mulberry tree, 'Move into the sea,' and it would." Now that sounds kind of crazy, right?
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Wait, hold on. I'm not finished.
Sorry.
The disciples were confused because that is confusing. Think of a tiny seed and think of a huge tree, right? Yes. The disciples were confused. Jesus said, God gives you all the faith you need. All you can do is say yes to the faith God writes on your heart. You want to read that part?
Mm-hmm. Make up a song about mustard seed. Sing your song for someone. Use a tiny voice.
So, because a mustard seed's itty bitty. It's itty bitty. Could you make up a song about a mustard seed? It's kind of hard to make up a song right off the top of your head, isn't it? Yeah. So, what this story, though, is talking about is that faith can't be measured. Like when you were a baby, you were this big, and now or like what?
Me.
Or now you're big, like that. Faith is measured through the practices. It wanes, and sometimes it could be very tiny and grow into something big, right? Mm-hmm. It's all about practicing that faith and working through it. And through that, it gets bigger and bigger. And that is sort of what our activity is about today, okay?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Let's go get our stuff.
Okay. So, Mary Manning, I was thinking about something else that has grown in the past couple years. You know what's grown?
What?
Okay, so in pre-K 4, you were learning your letters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in kindergarten, you started kind of trying to put together words, right? Mm-hmm. And reading little books. And now what?
I know how to do a lot of stuff.
She is reading big time, right? So it started little bitty, and now Mary Manning loves reading. Like, you read at school, you read at home, you read all the time, right?
Yes.
So it started as a tiny seed, and it grew, right?
Yep.
Okay. You wanna work with me on this? Okay. All right. So this is what we're doing today, to think about reading and how much just putting in work and practice, just like your faith, we are going to make something to go with reading. We're making a bookmark, right? Wait, hold on. Don't show that yet. All right. So we're going to think about the mustard seed. It's itty bitty. It's tiny.
So
Okay. And so all I have is just a white rectangle. Wait. Okay, white rectangle. And at the bottom of my white rectangle, I'm putting some glue stick. Here you go. And I'm going to sprinkle the mustard seeds are so tiny. This was an interesting lesson that Jesus used, because some of them are so tiny you really can't even see them. That's how little bitty they are. Oh, yeah, here.
I need more.
Ooh.
Give me enough.
Okay, we'll get some in just a minute. So okay, you're taking some of mine. So it shows that these itty bitty tiny seeds grow into something big and beautiful. But they don't just do it on their own. What do seeds need to grow, Maymay?
They need water, the sun, and
Yeah. Well, that's right. They need to be tended to, just like your faith. You can't just sit and have faith. You have to work on it. You have to read. You have to go to church. You have to talk to others about it. Practice acting in a way that God would be proud of, right?
Right.
Those are the things. And then also, for the back of our bookmark, I printed out this, and it says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Hebrews 11:1. And so that's another thing, is that it's so important to have faith. Faith isn't something that we can see or touch. It's like hope, and it's invisible, but it is something that is in us. You got it? Now, when you're finished with your bookmark and you put this on the front and the back, you just take a hole punch up at the top like that. You want me to hole punch you?
I'll try.
Okay.
I'll try first.
And then just a little bit of yarn, and I like to cut a few pieces. Well, I don't know what kind of yarn I got. I like to cut a few pieces to make kind of a little tassel. And then as you're reading, you can think about all the work you put in to becoming a better reader, just like all the work you put in to strengthening your faith in God. Right, Mammy?
I need some.
You need some? Okay.
What do you think?
Very beautiful.
I draw better than you.
I agree. You're a great artist. That's another thing you put a lot of work into, right? Is your art. And so anything that you do requires practice. So remember that. Sometimes you kind of feel down, and you don't totally feel that faith that you always have in your happiest moments. And that is why practice is important for faith. I hope y'all have fun making these bookmarks or something else that will help you. Hold on. Help you remember that it's the practice and the work you put into something that is going to show you true reward. Y'all have a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Maymay, did you know that faith takes practice?
Yeah.
What can you do to practice your faith?
You have to work really hard.
Okay, but like, can you think of some things to do?
You have to grow.
Okay. What about praying every day?
Oh yeah, pray.
Do you make a list of who you want to pray for every day? You could start doing that.
Yeah.
Who would you pray for today?
I would pray for my mom.
Okay, and who else?
I would pray for my dad,
Okay, and
my brother,
anybody else?
my friends.
Okay. So you can pray every day. You can go to church. Did you go to church this week?
Yes.
Yes. What did you do?
I listened.
You listen. We learned about listening, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah. And let's see what else you can do. You can also grow in faith by helping other people because Jesus said, "Love your neighbor as yourself," right?
Right.
Did you help anyone this week?
Yes. Today, I had to help Grayson
You did? Why?
this morning because her feelings got hurt by a kid named Liza Lang.
Oh, that's so sad. Did you tell him it would be okay?
And so I standed up for her like she standed up for herself.
Oh, well, that's so sweet of you. That's practicing your faith. Did you know that?
Uh-huh.
You did? Well, this week, maybe all of you can think of ways that you can practice your faith so that it can grow. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.